One of the main things that we see with these trustees and executors that go bad is they breach a fiduciary duty. As a person in that responsibility, they have to be loyal to the beneficiaries. They have to not put their interests above other people's interests. They have to be fair. And when they breach one of those duties by favoring themselves, for instance, in the division of property, or they don't perform their duties correctly, that's a breach of fiduciary duty. Some of the others that you sometimes will see a little bit less commonly, but the trustee or an executor might simply become unable to act. They might lose capacity themselves, they might move away, or they might just simply stop acting. They're just not doing their job at all. One other thing that we sometimes see, and this is one of the worst, is when we see a misappropriation of assets. They've gotten access to the bank accounts, they've sold the house, or there's valuable tangible property, and they start getting sticky fingers and they start moving that property into their own account. We see money missing. One of the worst cases I had in my career was earlier, about 10 years ago. I saw a trustee that we were chasing because we knew she was doing things that she shouldn't be doing. And we finally got her to give us the bank account statements. The bank account statements seemed to check out. Well, then we subpoenaed the bank to get the bank records from the bank. And lo and behold, she had photoshopped the bank account statements to hide tens of thousands of dollars of money that she had stolen. It was actually an impressive effort to hide her misappropriation of that money. Negligence. That's simply they're just not doing their job correctly. With an executor, there's things that they have to file with the court on a regular basis. They need to be filing an inventory that reports the assets. They should be filing accountings reporting on the assets. Same thing with a trustee of a trust. If they're not managing the assets correctly, a house is sitting there not being sold for months and months or years. They're not going out and closing the bank accounts to get it ready to be distributed to the beneficiaries. Those are problems we're going to look for in the negligence area. One other area that we watch for with trustees and executors is a conflict of interest. Trustees and executors often are also a beneficiary of the trust. That means they're wearing two different hats. They're wearing the hat as the representative, the trustee, but they're also wearing a hat as a beneficiary, meaning they have personal interest in what's happening. Sometimes they also will come in and claim that they're owed money from the trust. So they put themselves in a position of, as trustee, having to make the decision whether their claim that they're owed money is good or not. Well, obviously that could become a clear problem if they're looking at that and saying, yeah, I think I'm owed $100,000. That sounds great. I'll cut myself a check for that. And if they're not able to reconcile that and deal with that fairly, then that's going to be a problem, something we want to look at to have them removed from that position so they're no longer putting their interests, their personal interests above the interests of the other heirs and beneficiaries.